Welcome to Champion Stories. If this is your first time here, subscribe now and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. And now, on to today's story. The morning sun painted Manila's skyline in shades of gold and amber, but for firefighter Bayani Cruz, the world remained locked in a palette of muted grays and browns. Standing in the firehouse courtyard, he methodically checked his equipment while his fellow firefighters prepared for another day of service. At 34 years old, Bayani had spent over a decade rushing into burning buildings, saving lives and protecting his community, all while experiencing the world through the limited lens of severe color blindness. 3 blocks away, Manny Pacquiao's black sedan glided through the familiar streets of his childhood neighborhood. Despite his global fame and immense wealth, he made it a point to visit these areas regularly, staying connected to the roots that shaped him. Today was different, though. His assistant Isagani had arranged a surprise visit to Station 15, where Manny planned to personally thank the brave men and women who risked their lives daily for others. The boxing legend stepped out of his vehicle, immediately drawing attention from passers-by, who recognized the distinctive figure of their national hero. Manny's warm smile and humble demeanor remained unchanged despite the years of international acclaim. He understood the weight of his influence and the responsibility that came with being a symbol of hope for millions of Filipinos. Inside the firehouse, Captain Joaquin Santos briefed his team about the morning's schedule. The station buzzed with its usual energy as firefighters maintained equipment, conducted drills, and prepared meals together. Bayani worked quietly in the corner, organizing medical supplies with the same meticulous attention to detail that had made him one of the station's most reliable paramedics. What Bayani's colleagues didn't fully understand was how his color blindness affected his daily work. He had developed remarkable compensatory skills over the years, memorizing the positions of equipment, reading labels carefully, and relying on texture and shape recognition. His fellow firefighters, including Emil Reyes and Thomas Villanueva, respected his dedication and never questioned his ability to perform his duties effectively. When Manny entered the firehouse, the atmosphere immediately shifted. The boxing champion's presence commanded respect, but his approachable nature quickly put everyone at ease. Captain Santos proudly introduced each team member, sharing stories of their heroic acts and community service. Manny listened intently, genuinely interested in learning about their experiences and challenges. As the tour progressed, Manny noticed Bayani working quietly in the medical bay. Something about the firefighter's intense focus and methodical approach caught his attention. Captain Santos explained that Bayani was their most dedicated paramedic, someone who had saved countless lives despite facing personal challenges that would have deterred others. The conversation that followed revealed Bayani's condition. Captain Santos mentioned how the brave firefighter had never let his color blindness prevent him from serving others, though it sometimes created additional difficulties in emergency situations. He described how Bayani had learned to identify medical supplies through touch and positioning, and how he relied on verbal confirmation from colleagues when color identification was critical. Manny's heart was immediately touched by this revelation. Here was a man who faced a significant obstacle every day, yet continued to risk his life for others without complaint. The boxer recognized something familiar in Bayani's determination, the same unwavering spirit that had driven him from poverty to worldwide success. As Manny observed Bayani's careful organization of emergency medical supplies, he began to understand the full scope of the challenge. The firefighter's dedication was evident in every movement, every careful check of equipment, every moment of preparation that others might take for granted. In that moment, looking at this humble hero who served his community despite his limitations, Manny knew he had discovered someone whose life he could change forever. The seed of an idea began to form in his mind, one that would soon transform not just Bayani's world, but his entire perspective on the beauty and color that surrounded him every day. The ride back to his office was unusually quiet as Manny stared out the window, his mind completely absorbed by what he had witnessed at Station 15. Bayani's story had struck something deep within him, reminding him of his own childhood struggles when obstacles seemed insurmountable. The image of the dedicated firefighter carefully organizing medical supplies, compensating for his color blindness through sheer determination, replayed continuously in his thoughts. Upon arriving at his office building in Makati, Manny immediately dismissed his scheduled afternoon meetings. His assistant Isagani was surprised by this sudden change, as the boxing legend was known for his punctuality and respect for commitments. However, something in Manny's expression conveyed the urgency of his new mission, and Isagani quickly rearranged the day's agenda without question. Settling behind his desk, Manny opened his laptop and began what would become hours of intensive research. He started by searching for information about color blindness, learning about the different types and severities of the condition. The medical terminology was initially overwhelming, but his determination drove him to understand every aspect of Bayani's daily challenge. As he delved deeper into his research, Manny discovered the existence of specialized glasses designed to help people with color blindness experience a broader spectrum of colors. These weren't simple tinted lenses, but sophisticated optical devices that used advanced filtering technology to enhance color perception. The science behind them fascinated him, though what truly captured his attention were the emotional testimonials from people who had worn them for the first time. Video after video showed individuals experiencing overwhelming joy as they saw colors they had never perceived before. Manny watched a father see his daughter's blue eyes clearly for the first time, witnessed a teacher finally distinguish between the red and green markers she had been using for years, and observed an artist discover new dimensions in his own paintings. Each story reinforced his growing conviction that he had found the perfect way to honor Bayani's service. The technology, however, proved more complex than Manny had initially anticipated. Different types of color blindness required different lens configurations, and the glasses needed to be precisely calibrated for each individual's specific condition. This wasn't a simple purchase he could make online. It required professional consultation, medical evaluation, and custom fitting. Manny spent considerable time researching reputable companies that manufactured these specialized glasses. He read scientific studies about their effectiveness, examined customer reviews, and investigated the credentials of various manufacturers. His thorough approach reflected the same meticulous preparation he had always applied to his boxing career, leaving nothing to chance. During his research, Manny learned about Dr. Herminio Valdez, a respected ophthalmologist in Manila who specialized in color vision disorders. Dr. Valdez had been working with colorblind patients for over 20 years and had extensive experience with corrective lenses. Reading about the doctor's work and his dedication to helping patients experience the full spectrum of vision reinforced Manny's confidence in this plan. The boxer also discovered that the most effective glasses required a comprehensive eye examination and color vision testing before the appropriate lenses could be determined. This meant he would need to arrange for Bayani to undergo professional evaluation without revealing the true purpose, as Manny wanted to maintain the element of surprise. As the afternoon progressed, Manny's research expanded to include the psychological and emotional impacts of sudden color vision enhancement. He learned that many people experienced overwhelming emotions when seeing certain colors for the first time, particularly reds and greens that had previously appeared as identical browns or grays. Some individuals required time to adjust to their enhanced vision, while others adapted immediately. The financial investment was substantial, but for Manny, the cost was completely irrelevant. What mattered was the potential to transform someone's entire visual experience of the world. The thought of Bayani seeing the vibrant colors of a sunset, the brilliant red of emergency vehicles, or the rich green of Philippine forests for the first time filled Manny with anticipation. By evening, Manny had developed a comprehensive plan that would require careful coordination and absolute discretion. The following morning arrived with unusual energy as Manny sat in his home office before dawn, finalizing the intricate plan he had developed throughout the sleepless night. His research had revealed that implementing his vision would require exceptional coordination and timing. The challenge wasn't just acquiring the specialized glasses, but ensuring Bayani received proper medical evaluation without suspecting the ultimate purpose. Manny's first call was to Dr. Herminio Valdez's clinic in Quezon City. Speaking with the receptionist, Clarita Montenegro, he learned that the ophthalmologist's schedule was completely booked for the next 3 months. However, when Manny explained the nature of his request and identified himself, Dr. Valdez personally returned his call within an hour, expressing genuine enthusiasm for the project. The renowned eye specialist had treated numerous colorblind patients throughout his career. but he had rarely encountered someone willing to invest so significantly in another person's vision enhancement. Dr. Valdez explained the comprehensive evaluation process required before determining the appropriate lens specifications. This would include detailed color vision testing, retinal examination, and careful measurement of Bayani's specific type and severity of color blindness. Understanding the delicate nature of Manny's surprise, Dr. Valdez suggested creating a cover story that would bring Bayani to the clinic for evaluation. They decided to frame it as a routine health screening program that Manny was sponsoring for first responders throughout Manila. This approach would allow them to conduct the necessary tests while maintaining the element of surprise. Manny then contacted Captain Joaquin Santos at Station 15, proposing a comprehensive health wellness program for his firefighting team. The captain was immediately receptive to the idea, as such programs were rare and desperately needed. Manny explained that he wanted to provide thorough medical examinations, including vision testing, for all personnel at the station. The logistics proved more complex than initially anticipated. Manny arranged for a medical team to visit Station 15, but he needed to ensure that Bayani's examination would be more comprehensive than the others without raising suspicion. Dr. Valdez suggested conducting preliminary screenings at the firehouse, then inviting selected individuals for follow-up examinations at his clinic. During the planning phase, Manny learned more about the emotional impact these glasses could have. Dr. Valdez shared stories of patients who had experienced overwhelming reactions when seeing enhanced colors for the first time. Some individuals became emotional when viewing family photographs with new clarity, while others were amazed by the vibrancy of natural landscapes they had never truly seen before. The specialized glasses Manny was considering cost significantly more than standard corrective lenses, but their technology was revolutionary. The lenses contained carefully engineered filters that enhanced specific wavelengths of light, allowing people with certain types of color blindness to distinguish colors that had previously appeared identical. The effectiveness varied depending on the individual's specific condition, but success rates were remarkably high. Manny also researched the company manufacturing the glasses, Enchroma, which had developed the technology over many years of scientific research. Their lenses required precise customization based on comprehensive color vision testing, and the fitting process could take several weeks once the prescription was determined. As his plan took shape, Manny realized he would need to coordinate with multiple parties while maintaining absolute secrecy. He enlisted Isagani's help in managing the logistics, though even his trusted assistant wasn't aware of the full scope of the project. The goal was to create a seamless experience that would culminate in Bayani receiving his life-changing gift. The timeline Manny established was ambitious but achievable. The health screening at Station 15 would occur within 2 weeks, followed by detailed examinations for selected firefighters at Dr. Valdez's clinic. Once Bayani's specific color vision profile was determined, the custom glasses would be ordered and delivered within a month. Standing at his office window overlooking Manila's bustling streets, Manny felt the familiar surge of determination that had carried him through countless boxing matches. This wasn't about victory in the ring, it was about transforming someone's entire visual experience of the world. 2 weeks later, Station 15 buzzed with unusual activity as medical equipment and personnel arrived for the comprehensive health screening program. Manny had coordinated every detail meticulously, ensuring the event appeared as a genuine wellness initiative while secretly focusing on his ultimate goal. 3 mobile medical units were positioned in the firehouse courtyard, along with specialized vision testing equipment that Dr. Valdez had personally overseen. Bayani arrived for his morning shift, unaware that this day would mark the beginning of a life-changing journey. He noticed the medical setup with mild curiosity, appreciating that someone cared enough about firefighters' health to provide such comprehensive screening. Captain Santos had briefed the team about the program, explaining that a generous benefactor wanted to ensure the well-being of Manila's first responders. Dr. Valdez arrived early, accompanied by his medical team including ophthalmologist Dr. Marilu Fernandez and technician Ariel Domingo. They had brought sophisticated color vision testing equipment that would allow them to precisely determine the type and severity of each participant's color perception. The advanced Ishihara tests, anomaloscope measurements, and digital color discrimination assessments were far more comprehensive than standard vision screenings. Manny positioned himself strategically during the morning, observing from a respectful distance while appearing to oversee the general wellness program. He wore casual clothing and a baseball cap, hoping to blend in rather than draw attention to his presence. His heart raced with anticipation as he watched firefighters rotate through different testing stations. The initial screenings proceeded smoothly throughout the morning. Firefighters underwent routine medical examinations, blood pressure checks, cardiovascular assessments, and basic vision tests. Dr. Valdez carefully monitored each color vision screening, looking for individuals who might benefit from enhanced testing at his clinic. When Bayani's turn arrived for vision testing, Dr. Valdez personally conducted the examination. The firefighter approached the testing station with his characteristic calm professionalism, unaware that his responses to the color discrimination tests were being analyzed with exceptional attention to detail. The doctor presented various Ishihara plates, each designed to reveal specific aspects of color blindness. As expected, Bayani struggled significantly with the red-green discrimination tests. Dr. Valdez observed his frustrated expressions as he attempted to identify numbers and patterns that remained invisible to him. The severity of his color blindness was more pronounced than even Manny had anticipated, which actually made him an ideal candidate for the specialized corrective lenses. Dr. Valdez completed additional tests using the anomaloscope, a sophisticated instrument that measures precise color matching abilities. Bayani's results clearly indicated protanomaly, a specific type of red-green color blindness that the Enchroma glasses were designed to address. The doctor maintained his professional demeanor while internally celebrating this perfect match between condition and available treatment. Following the testing, Dr. Valdez approached several firefighters, including Bayani, explaining that their initial results suggested they might benefit from more comprehensive eye examinations at his clinic. He framed these follow-up appointments as routine preventive care, emphasizing the importance of optimal vision for emergency responders. Bayani accepted the appointment scheduling without hesitation, appreciating the thoroughness of the health program. He had always known about his color blindness but had never considered that advanced treatments might be available. The concept of seeing colors differently had never seemed realistic to him. Meanwhile, Manny observed these interactions from across the courtyard, feeling a mixture of excitement and nervousness. Everything was proceeding according to plan, but he understood that the most crucial phases lay ahead. The comprehensive examination at Dr. Valdez's clinic would determine whether the specialized glasses could truly transform Bayani's vision. As the medical team concluded their work at Station 15, Dr. Valdez discreetly confirmed to Manny that Bayani was indeed an excellent candidate for the color-enhancing glasses. The firefighter's specific type of color blindness aligned perfectly with the technology's capabilities, suggesting that the potential for dramatic improvement was extremely high. That evening, Manny reviewed the day's progress with deep satisfaction, knowing that his carefully orchestrated plan was moving closer to fruition. 1 week after the firehouse screening, Bayani arrived at Dr. Valdez's clinic in Quezon City for his comprehensive eye examination. The modern facility impressed him with its sophisticated equipment and professional atmosphere, though he remained unaware that this appointment had been orchestrated specifically for him. He had taken personal leave from the fire station, viewing this as routine preventive healthcare that might benefit his emergency response capabilities. Dr. Valdez greeted Bayani personally, maintaining the facade of a standard follow-up examination while internally preparing for the most detailed color vision assessment of his career. The ophthalmologist had spent considerable time reviewing the firefighter's initial test results and researching the optimal lens specifications for his specific condition. Every aspect of this appointment had been carefully planned to gather the precise measurements needed for the custom glasses. The examination began with routine procedures that Bayani had experienced before: visual acuity tests, retinal photography, and standard eye pressure measurements. Dr. Valdez conducted each assessment with meticulous attention to detail, ensuring that Bayani's overall eye health was optimal for the specialized lenses he would soon receive. The color vision testing, however, was unlike anything Bayani had previously encountered. Dr. Valdez employed advanced diagnostic equipment that measured his color perception with scientific precision. The anomaloscope tests required Bayani to match colors by adjusting controls, revealing the exact nature of his protonomaly. Each attempt highlighted the significant gap between what he perceived and what individuals with normal color vision would see. As the testing progressed, Bayani began to understand the full extent of his color blindness for the first time. Dr. Valdez explained the scientific terminology in accessible language, helping him comprehend that his condition affected approximately 8% of men and was caused by specific differences in his retinal cone cells. This knowledge was both enlightening and somewhat overwhelming. Meanwhile, Manny waited anxiously in his office across the city, checking his phone repeatedly for updates from Dr. Valdez. The boxing champion had cleared his entire afternoon schedule, unable to concentrate on anything else, while Bayani underwent the crucial examination. Every few minutes, he found himself staring out the window, imagining the moment when the firefighter would experience enhanced color vision for the first time. Dr. Valdez conducted additional tests using specialized equipment that measured Bayani's precise sensitivity to different wavelengths of light. These measurements would determine the exact filtering specifications required for his custom lenses. The doctor discovered that Bayani's color blindness was more severe than average, which actually worked in his favor since the contrast enhancement would be more dramatic. The most revealing portion of the examination involved digital color discrimination tests displayed on calibrated monitors. Bayani struggled to distinguish between numerous color combinations that appeared completely different to Dr. Valdez. Red and green traffic lights, colored wiring in emergency equipment, and even the flames he encountered during firefighting all appeared as similar shades to his eyes. During the examination, Dr. Valdez carefully documented every measurement and observation, knowing that this data would be crucial for ordering the optimal lenses. He took precise measurements of Bayani's pupillary distance, bridge width, and temple length, ensuring that the glasses would fit comfortably during extended wear. The firefighter's active lifestyle and emergency response duties required frames that would remain secure under challenging conditions. As the appointment concluded, Dr. Valdez explained that he would be conducting additional research based on Bayani's test results and would contact him within 2 weeks with recommendations for vision enhancement options. The doctor maintained his professional discretion while internally celebrating the perfect alignment between Bayani's condition and the available technology. Bayani left the clinic with mixed emotions, having learned more about his color blindness than he had ever known before. The scientific explanation of his condition was fascinating, though he had never considered that his vision might be significantly different from others. The possibility that enhancement options might exist seemed almost too remarkable to believe. That evening, Dr. Valdez called Manny with exceptional news. Bayani was an ideal candidate for the specialized glasses, and the potential for dramatic improvement was extraordinary. The following morning brought a sense of urgency as Manny received Dr. Valdez's detailed report about Bayani's examination results. The comprehensive analysis confirmed that the firefighter's protonomaly was severe enough to benefit dramatically from Enchroma's specialized lenses, while his overall eye health was excellent for wearing corrective glasses. Armed with precise measurements and technical specifications, Manny was ready to proceed with the most expensive and meaningful purchase of his philanthropic career. Contacting Enchroma's international division required navigating multiple time zones and technical consultations. Manny spoke directly with their senior optical engineer, Dr. Patricia Ramirez, who reviewed Bayani's complete color vision profile and recommended their most advanced lens technology. The custom glasses would feature precision-filtered lenses specifically calibrated for protonomaly, with anti-reflective coatings and impact-resistant frames suitable for emergency response work. The manufacturing process, Dr. Ramirez explained, would require approximately 3 weeks since each lens was individually crafted to match the wearer's specific color vision deficiency. The technology involved multiple layers of proprietary coatings that selectively filtered certain wavelengths while enhancing others, creating an optimal balance for color discrimination enhancement. The precision required was extraordinary, with tolerances measured in nanometers. Manny authorized the premium rush production service, despite the substantial additional cost, wanting to minimize Bayani's wait time. He specified that the glasses should be delivered directly to Dr. Valdez's clinic, where they could be properly fitted and adjusted before the surprise presentation. The total investment exceeded 50,000 pesos, but for Manny, the financial consideration was completely irrelevant compared to the potential life transformation. During the waiting period, Manny found himself visiting Station 15 more frequently, observing Bayani's daily routine with new understanding of his visual limitations. He watched the firefighter navigate emergency calls, organize medical equipment, and interact with colleagues, all while compensating for his inability to distinguish crucial color differences. The dedication Bayani demonstrated despite these challenges reinforced Manny's conviction that this gift was profoundly deserved. One afternoon, Manny witnessed Bayani responding to a house fire in Tondo, where his color blindness created subtle but significant challenges. The firefighter had to rely on colleagues to identify color-coded gas lines and electrical wiring, though he never complained or showed frustration. His professional competence remained unquestioned, but Manny could see how enhanced color vision would improve both his safety and effectiveness. The psychological preparation for the surprise presentation became as important as the technical aspects. Manny researched optimal settings for someone to experience enhanced color vision for the first time. Learning that natural outdoor lighting provided the most dramatic initial impact, he also studied potential emotional reactions, understanding that many people became overwhelmed when seeing certain colors clearly for the first time. Dr. Valdez suggested conducting the presentation at his clinic's rooftop garden, which featured vibrant flowering plants and provided excellent natural lighting conditions. The controlled environment would allow them to monitor Bayani's reaction while ensuring his comfort and privacy. They planned to have basic eye care equipment available, though dramatic reactions were typically temporary and harmless. Isagani assisted with logistical planning, though he remained unaware of the surprise's full significance. Manny arranged for professional photography to document the moment, wanting to preserve this life-changing experience for Bayani and his family. He also prepared a comprehensive explanation of the glasses, technology and care instructions, ensuring Bayani would understand how to maximize their effectiveness. As the 3-week production period neared completion, Manny's anticipation intensified daily. He imagined Bayani's reaction to seeing the Philippine flag's true colors, the vibrant red fire trucks, the green foliage that surrounded Manila, and countless other visual elements that had remained muted throughout his entire life. The thought of witnessing such a profound moment of discovery filled Manny with excitement, unlike anything he had experienced in his boxing career. The notification arrived on a Tuesday morning. Bayani's custom Enchroma glasses had completed production and were being shipped via express courier to Dr. Valdez's clinic. The moment Manny had been planning for over a month was finally within reach. The express courier arrived at Dr. Valdez's clinic on a humid Thursday morning, carrying a carefully packaged box that represented months of planning and anticipation. Inside the specially cushioned container lay Bayani's custom Enchroma glasses, each lens precisely engineered to transform his visual perception of the world. Dr. Valdez handled the package with reverent care, understanding that he held the key to unlocking colors that had remained hidden from the firefighter for his entire 34 years of life. Manny received the confirmation call within minutes of the delivery, and his heart began racing with excitement that rivaled his pre-fight adrenaline. The moment he had been orchestrating was finally within reach, though the careful coordination required for the surprise presentation still demanded meticulous attention to detail. He immediately drove to the clinic to personally inspect the glasses and finalize arrangements for what would hopefully become one of the most meaningful moments in Bayani's life. Dr. Valdez carefully unpacked the glasses in his private office, revealing frames that were both stylish and functional, designed to withstand the demanding conditions of emergency response work. The specialized lenses appeared slightly tinted to the naked eye, but their sophisticated filtering technology was invisible to casual observation. The doctor examined every aspect of the glasses, from the precision alignment of the lenses to the comfort padding around the temples, ensuring everything met the exacting standards required for this life-changing moment. The optical engineer's accompanying documentation explained the scientific principles behind the lenses in remarkable detail. The multi-layer coatings selectively filtered specific wavelengths of light while enhancing others, creating optimal conditions for individuals with protanomaly, to distinguish colors that had previously appeared identical. The technology represented years of research and development, but for Bayani, it would simply mean seeing the world as he had never imagined possible. Manny and Dr. Valdez spent considerable time planning the optimal presentation scenario. They decided to invite Bayani back to the clinic under the pretext of discussing his examination results and potential vision enhancement options. The rooftop garden would provide the perfect setting, with its vibrant bougainvillea flowers, lush green plants, and excellent natural lighting conditions that would maximize the glass's effectiveness. The timing of the appointment was carefully considered to ensure optimal lighting conditions. Late morning would provide bright natural illumination without the harsh shadows of midday sun. Dr. Valdez explained that the initial moments of enhanced color vision were often the most dramatic, as the brain processed previously unperceived color information for the first time. Manny arranged for discreet documentation of the moment, hiring professional photographer Enrico Morales to capture Bayani's reaction without being intrusive. The goal was to preserve this extraordinary experience while maintaining the intimacy and emotional authenticity of the moment. Enrico had experience photographing sensitive situations and understood the importance of remaining unobtrusive during such a personal revelation. The logistics of maintaining the surprise required careful coordination with Captain Santos at Station 15. Dr. Mincy. Valdez would contact Bayani directly, explaining that his examination results suggested he might benefit from an innovative vision enhancement option that had recently become available. The firefighter would be invited to return for a consultation and demonstration, completely unaware that the solution had already been specifically acquired for him. As the appointment was scheduled for the following Tuesday, Manny found himself experiencing nervousness unlike anything he had felt before major boxing matches. This wasn't about personal achievement or competition. It was about potentially transforming another person's entire visual experience of reality. The weight of that responsibility was both exhilarating and humbling. Dr. Valdez conducted final preparations, ensuring that his clinic staff understood the significance of the appointment while maintaining appropriate confidentiality. The rooftop garden was arranged with carefully selected flowering plants and colorful objects that would provide optimal demonstrations of enhanced color vision. The weekend passed slowly for Manny, who spent hours imagining Bayani's potential reaction to seeing vibrant reds and greens for the first time. The anticipation was almost overwhelming, knowing that within days he would witness a moment that could change someone's life forever. Tuesday morning approached with perfect weather conditions and unprecedented emotional preparation for an extraordinary revelation. Tuesday morning arrived with crystalline clarity as Bayani walked through the familiar corridors of Dr. Valdez's clinic, completely unaware that his life was about to transform forever. He had taken another day of personal leave, curious about the vision enhancement options the doctor had mentioned during their phone conversation. The firefighter's practical mindset approached this appointment with measured expectations, never imagining that someone had already invested months of planning and significant resources specifically for him. Dr. Valdez greeted Bayani with barely contained excitement, though he maintained his professional demeanor while guiding him toward the rooftop garden. The ophthalmologist explained that he had discovered an innovative technology that might dramatically improve color perception for individuals with his specific type of color blindness. The morning sunlight streamed perfectly through the garden's flowering plants, creating optimal conditions for what would hopefully become an extraordinary revelation. Hidden discreetly in the garden's corner, Manny watched through tinted glass doors, his heart pounding with anticipation that exceeded any pre-fight nervousness he had ever experienced. Months of careful planning had led to this singular moment, and the boxing champion found himself holding his breath as Dr. Valdez prepared to present the custom glasses. The doctor carefully removed the enchroma glasses from their protective case, explaining the sophisticated technology, while Bayani examined the frames with curiosity. The firefighter appreciated the sturdy construction and comfortable design, though he remained skeptical that any glasses could significantly change his lifelong experience of color blindness. His practical nature had taught him to manage expectations regarding medical innovations. Dr. Valdez positioned Bayani facing the garden's most vibrant display of bougainvillea flowers, their brilliant magenta blooms creating a perfect test for enhanced color perception. The ophthalmologist explained that the initial moments might feel overwhelming as his brain processed previously unperceived color information. He encouraged Bayani to take his time adjusting to any changes in visual perception. The moment arrived with breathtaking simplicity. Bayani placed the specially crafted glasses on his face and lifted his gaze toward the flowering plants that had surrounded him for the past few minutes. The transformation was instantaneous and profound. Colors that had appeared as muted browns and indistinct shades suddenly exploded into brilliant, vivid hues that his eyes had never registered before. The firefighter's immediate reaction was complete stillness, as if his entire body needed to process this overwhelming sensory revelation. His eyes widened with astonishment as he slowly turned his head, taking in the garden's vibrant reds, brilliant greens, and rich purples that had remained hidden throughout his entire existence. The Philippine flag displayed nearby revealed its true patriotic colors for the first time in his life. Tears began streaming down Bayani's face as the emotional impact of this visual transformation overwhelmed him. He raised his hands to cover his mouth, struggling to comprehend that the world contained such extraordinary beauty that had been invisible to him for 34 years. Every flower, every leaf, every subtle color variation represented a discovery that challenged his understanding of reality. Unable to contain his emotions any longer, Manny emerged from his hiding place and approached Bayani slowly. The firefighter looked up through his tears, recognizing the boxing legend but unable to understand his presence at this deeply personal moment. "Doctor," Valdez gently explained that Manny had orchestrated this entire experience, from the initial health screening to the custom glasses, as his way of honoring Bayani's courageous service to the community. The revelation that someone had invested so much time, effort, and resources specifically for him proved almost as overwhelming as the visual transformation itself. Bayani struggled to process both the extraordinary gift of enhanced vision and the profound generosity that had made it possible. This act of kindness transcended anything he had ever experienced, demonstrating a level of human compassion that seemed almost impossible to believe. Standing together in the garden, surrounded by colors that Bayani was seeing clearly for the first time, both men understood they had shared a moment that would remain with them forever. For Manny, witnessing this transformation fulfilled a deeper purpose than any championship victory. For Bayani, the world had literally become a more beautiful place, filled with colors and possibilities he had never imagined existed. The firefighter who had spent his career saving others had received the most precious gift imaginable, the ability to see life's true colors. Thank you for watching another episode of Champion Stories. If you enjoyed today's story, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming inspiring tales about Manny Pacquiao. Share your thoughts in the comments. We read every single one, and many times your ideas inspire our next episode. See you next time.